With so many 3D printers available, from different price ranges to different technologies entirely, it can be difficult to pick the best 3D printer for you. In this video we will look at some of the best 3D printers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description box below. Number 1. Anycubic Photon Mono 4K. The Anycubic Photon Mono 4K is a major upgrade on the standard Photon Mono, retaining the simplicity of the original while pumping up the XE resolution from 50 to 35 microns to put it in line with the pricier Mars Elegoo 3. This major shift comes courtesy of a pivot to a 6.23 inches LCD pushing 3840 by 2400 pixels. Although the 165 by 132 by 80 mm tails behind the Mars 3's 143 by 90 by 165 mm, it still offers ample space for most resin-based home projects and then some. The 1-2 second QIM remains identical to the original Mono, but you're effectively able to produce the same prints in the same time frame but at a higher overall quality. Elsewhere, the 4K jumps to a new 15 LED matrix parallel light source that allows for more uniform light distribution, resulting in richer details. So why opt for the Anycubic Photon Mono 4K over the Elegoo Mars 3? While the Mars 3 offers a sleeker overall printing experience, the Anycubic Photon Mono 4K just about keeps in pure specifications and print quality, all for $80 less. If you're after that sweet spot between spending as little as possible but still want a reliable, quality resin 3D printer, the Anycubic Photon Mono 4K hits the mark. Number 2. Elegoo Mars 2 Pro. We were very impressed when we tried out the Elegoo Mars 2 Pro, especially for such a low price. It was easy to set up and get started, and the surface finish on our prints was fantastic. However, you can upgrade from the Mars 2 Pro's 2K screen to the Mars 3's 4K screen if your budget can stretch that far, offering crisper details and ultra-fast 1.5 second layer curing. The Elegoo Mars 2 Pro's quality is great, and should be more than enough to print good-looking miniatures and models. The Mars 3 is not a necessity, but if you do want to overhaul the resolution and quality, go for the Mars 3. The Mars 3 also has a larger build area, 143 by 90 by 165 mm, versus the Mars 2 Pro's 129 by 90 by 150 mm. You can print 15 mm taller models, and you have 14 mm on the x-axis for printing more miniature models at the same time. Number 3. Anycubic Kobra. The Anycubic Kobra delivers incredible value for the asking price, with a spec sheet that reads like one for a printer twice its price. We were lucky enough to review the Anycubic Kobra, and despite some minor slicer issues, we were thoroughly impressed with Anycubic's latest entry-level printer. Standout features include Anycubic's in-house developed Levic automatic bed leveling and homing system, a pay-coated spring steel heated bed, a direct drive extruder, and one of the sharpest touchscreen UIs we've seen at the price point. It's frankly baffling to see these types of features on a printer costing less than $300. The Anycubic Kobra's budget appeal also extends to the quality of the prints. With a bit of software angling, the Kobra is capable of fantastic prints for the price, and the bang-on average 220 by 220 by 250 mm build volume should cover all your everyday 3D printing needs. A layer thickness range of 50 to 300 microns and print speeds pushing up to 180 mm per second have you covered for everything from sharp, detailed prints through to quick, functional parts. Overall, the Anycubic Kobra is an affordable printer that stands out for taking some of the more frustrating and time-consuming aspects of the hobby out of the picture so that you can concentrate on the actual printing. If you're a first-timer looking for a gentle introduction to 3D printing, the Anycubic Kobra is arguably the best option out there currently. Number 4. Ender 3 S1 Pro. We highly recommend the standard Ender 3 or Ender 3 V2 for a very low-cost FDM kit. But if you want premium features for a couple $100 extra, the Ender 3 S1 Pro is one of the best printers under $500. We were really impressed with the quality when we printed out some test prints during our Ender 3 S1 3D printer review. The build volume is mostly the same, 270mm versus 250mm on Z height, as the standard Ender 3. But the S1 Pro has an all-metal and direct drive extruder, versus the Ender 3's PTFE Bowden extruder. This makes it much easier to print flexibles like TPU, and reduces filament jamming from the generally higher quality extruder. The S1 Pro can also handle up to 300 degrees Celsius temperatures, so high-temp nylon and other filaments are no problem, a rarity at under $500. The Ender 3 standard runs up to 255 degrees Celsius, and the Ender 3 S1, not Pro, can handle 260 degrees Celsius. Another major advantage is the auto bed leveling. While you can buy a CR Touch or BL Touch for the Ender 3, it's a hassle and a time sink. So the Ender 3 S1 and S1 Pro coming with this is a big plus. The Z-axis is also generally sturdier and of higher quality for more reliable and precise printing, and if you do intend to print fine details, the Ender 3 S1 range goes down to 0.05mm layer heights, versus the 0.1mm on the other Ender 3 printers. You can also read our full Ender 3 S1 Pro review. Number 5. Elegoo Saturn S. The Elegoo Saturn S is a new look upgrade on the standard Saturn. Bring it in line with larger resin competitors like the Anycubic Mono X series. Compared to the standard Saturn, build volume jumps from 192 by 120 by 200mm to 196 by 122 by 210mm. This is a slight increase, but these numbers position the Saturn S as one of the larger format printers priced under $500. Ideal for printing batches of your favorite high-detail figurines. Elsewhere, the Saturn S 4K screen refines the XE resolution to 48 microns, offering a slight jump in fine detail over the Saturn's 50 microns. You could spend a further $200 on the Photon Mono X 6K to drop to 34 microns. Still, the differences at this scale are virtually indistinguishable to anyone but the most discerning makers. When compared with the Anycubic Mono X, not the 6K version, they have similar 4K screens and resolutions, with the Saturn S having a 4mm larger X-axis, and the Mono X with a 35mm larger Z height. So if you want to print taller models, go with the Mono X. They're of similar speeds, and have similar connectivity via USB, so it's mostly down to what you plan to print. Do you want to print wider, or taller? For wider, go with the Saturn S. For taller, the Mono X, and for a 6K screen, go for a Mono X 6K.